All right, everybody, I am back with a brand new DC update. And there hasn't been a whole lot of activity since yesterday's video, but we definitely have a few photos to look at. And one of them shows how deep and how big of trouble Warner Brothers Discovery actually is. Yeah, I keep telling everybody it is the Titanic. It is sinking. And James Gunn can't save it. And people don't realize that Warner Brothers Discovery is much, much, much bigger than the movie division itself. And it is in debt big time. And we're going to take a look at something that could happen to them very shortly, which does lead to them probably being sold off. Like I said, I do think in 2024 we are going to see some action. And if not, it'll happen shortly after Superman Legacy gets released and it tanks at the box office. But let's look at what photos I have grabbed since yesterday. So the first one I have here is more and more outlets are starting to talk about Zack Snyder, and it says fans are petitioning for Zack Snyder's DC Universe to be revived on Netflix. And there are several great reasons why this would be a good idea. I don't even have to read the article to tell them how this is good. It's going to help Warner Brothers. It's going to bridge the gap between those fans who hate Zack Snyder and those who love Gunn, and those who hate Gunn, and those who hate and love Zack Snyder. So it goes both ways. You appease the fans this way. This would make the fans that want to see this universe finished they'll be more than willing to go to the movies and see Gunn stuff if this storyline gets finished. If you don't, you have a fractured fan base, and Warner Brothers Discovery has done nothing to grab that fan base that they pissed off so bad just a year ago. And so this would go a long way into bridging that gap, and it helps them financially. There is no downside to doing this. The only downside would be that Warner Brothers is thick in the head. They have been for the last 8 years. And they don't want a competing universe, meaning they don't want Zack Snyder's Justice League to overshadow what Gunn is going to do. They would never risk that. And that's why he said, I don't think we're going to see movement on any of this until after Superman Legacy does come out and it tanks at the box office. Now, in my last video, I talked about Alan Ritchson, possibly being Batman. And in an interview, he was asked about this. And he know that he has Jack Reacher Season 2 that is just going to hit on Netflix tomorrow. Or not Netflix, Amazon Prime. I just watched Season 1 this week, and it was pretty phenomenal. So I'm looking forward to Season 2 dropping. And he was asked about this in his press tour. He laughs and says, with all the rumors flying that I'm supposed to be playing Batman, how can I knock Batman? I would love to play Batman. Batman without a cape is a great analogy, actually. I mean, Batman has got like a cave, and Reacher doesn't even have a house. He's got a toothbrush. So I think Batman has got cool stuff. Dude is loaded, has caves, penthouses, and spotlights that call him. Batman's cooler. Yes. And then he kind of jokes with the interviewer in the next paragraph, and I didn't capture it. But yeah, it has to do with how if Batman went toe-to-toe with Jack Reacher, that, Batman might have to beat on him for a while before Reacher would go down. So it was some pretty funny stuff. So it's all in fun. He's the only guy, I think, out there that I could see playing Batman at this stage, because he at least has the body build for it, the look, and he could play him for the next 10 years. But I don't think we're ever going to get to that movie, guys. I really don't. Now, this shows you the division amongst fans and how ridiculous the arguments actually are. So in Superman Returns, when this movie got released, it says, it got criticized for not taking risks. And it did. Does nothing new story-wise, and it doesn't. It actually rehashes Superman, the original Superman movies, land grab by Lex Luthor. Brandon gets ridiculed for trying to emulate Christopher Reeve. And he did. I think he did a great job, but whatever. And it said it has minimal action sequences, which is 100% true. Those are all the things that the movie got bashed for. Then we have Man of Steel come out. It gets criticized for taking risks. Does something new story-wise. Henry gets ridiculed for not emulating Christopher Reeve. and has too many action sequences. This sums up the fandom perfectly right here. Right here. You didn't show up for Superman Returns. Man of Steel definitely did better, but again, it got ridiculed for the things that Superman Returns got bashed for. So you can't please all the fans. You just can't. They had a universe they were building. They had a knee-jerk reaction. They should have just stuck with it. Now let's take a look at the big news of the day here. So there was an article that came out that says Warner Brothers Discovery currently has an over 60% probability of bankruptcy. I would say it's higher than that. This article goes into all of these details on how they figure this out, and Warner Brothers Discovery is in deep crap right now, guys. I keep telling you this. People don't believe it. They're like, oh, Barbie saved them. It did not. This company is billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and tens of billions of dollars in debt. And you would have to have like 30 blockbuster movies making over $1 billion to help Warner Brothers Discovery, and that is not going to happen. Now, the only good news about this is Zaslav is gaining a little bit of ground every quarter, a little bit. But I think as I figured it, the last time I looked, it would take him over 10 years to make the company profitable. Their investors are not going to stand for that. Warner Brothers used to be a great company. They are not a great company. They're at their lowest right now than they have ever been. Like, it is dog crap. Absolute dog crap. And if things don't change, like I said, I don't even know if we're ever going to get to Superman Legacy. Or investors might wait until that movie comes out. When it doesn't do well, then they're going to pull the trigger. This is not going to end well for Warner Brothers Discovery. This whole thing with James Gunn and this DCU is an effort to try and save this company, and it's not going to work. I guarantee you it is not going to work. Any rational person can see that this is not going to save the company. This company is going bankrupt. It is sinking. It is the Titanic. All right, so one last thing I wanted to talk about today. Well, first of all, know that I am going to go and see Wonka tonight. I will have a review for that up as soon as I get back from the film. I have a lot going on today, though. I have to go pick up my daughter from the airport. She's coming back from college for the holidays, for Christmas, and I'm excited for that. I'm picking her up here in just about 3 hours. So I've got that going on. I've got Wonka. We're going to be doing some family activities tonight, but I am going to try and squeeze in my review for that. If it's not up tonight, it will be up first thing tomorrow. And I will give you my honest review on it. I'm going in on this film a completely blank slate. I don't care who made it. I don't care who the director is, the actors. I'm going in watching this movie on its own merits, and I will give a review as soon as I get done with it and let you guys know if the movie is even worth going to see. And on that note, let's talk about Aquaman 2, because Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom comes out a week from today. I have my tickets for a week from today. And yeah, they've released a couple of scenes, short scenes from the film. Terrible. It's nothing but goofy, stupid, silly comedy, guys. This is why superhero films are struggling today. And it doesn't even look like they tried in this movie. It's very strange, the marketing for Aquaman and Lost Kingdom, because that trailer that got released in China like last week or the week before was amazing. It had this very serious tone to it. It looked great. But then all they're using to promote single scenes from this film is the silly, goofy stuff. And hopefully that's the extent of it. But I have a feeling that's not going to be the extent of it. And it's going to be pretty crazy. I do have this film. My wife and I will be seeing it a week from today. And I will definitely have my review up for that as soon as I get done with the movie. I just don't think, again, it's dog crap. This is the state of Warner Brothers. It's a state of superhero films. And until they change and do something serious, people are checked out, guys. They're checked out. All right, so there's my update for the day. It's none of this is really good news, but, it is what it is. I'll have some Rebel Moon news on my next update. And some people have asked me, why do I do Rebel Moon news in this? If you've noticed, I carry information that has to do with past directors and actors who have worked on DC stuff. I've talked about David Ayer and The Beekeeper coming out, which I'm excited for at the beginning of next year. And I'm going to continue to cover those people who have contributed to DC in the past. So yes, those are going to be part of my updates as well. All right, I do appreciate all the support. If you haven't already, hit that like button on the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and you will be notified as I have new videos go up. I appreciate all the support. I'm only 50 subs away from 10,000 subscribers. I appreciate all the support, and we will see you on the next video.